fly we're going to tie here is a mullet fly that's, I suppose, a cross or a mixture of two flies. The first fly is the mullet back or dowel back type fly, and the second fly is a fly called the goat's toe. I suppose the similarities between the two flies is the use of peacock curl, blue peacock neck feathers, and red. So the goat's toe is more of a wet fly, and the dowel back or mullet back is more of a nymphy looking fly. And the goat's toe is a good mullet fly in smaller sizes if you just take a bit of care in terms of so we get our two beads and just add a little drop of resin around them, like so. And get your torch and set them in place. So I'm going to catch that on the top there. And I'm just going to fold it back and bind it down. Now look, you could, if you wanted to, add a drop of super glue over this. I don't think it's really necessary, but if you want to be extra careful, you can. Just bind that down then. So that's basically forming the tail of our fly. For the body then, and the rib, you have a few choices as well. So I'm just going to go back over this again once more. I'm just going to attach in some red flexi floss and catch it in. Try and hold it in my spring, which it might not want to do, but as there's a bit of pressure on it, just trim this end off. Okay. So then you can use either peacock curl or different types of substitute materials. I'm actually going to use a dubbing on the body of this one, and it's a light bright dubbing in rainbow colour. Peacocky enough looking. There is a peacock one called Firefox Peacock colour as well, but I'm just going to use some dubbing on this one, but you could use peacock curl. And for the rib you could use red wire, or you could use red lurex as well, if you don't have all of these materials here. So I just waxed the thread there, and I'm just applying this dubbing here. Now I've caught on this fly without any rib, but I think it works a little bit better if it has a small rib. Just going to catch my flexi floss here, and I'm just going to rib up through this with the red flexi floss, just leaving a little bit of space at the front here for our hackle. Okay, and head. So next thing you're going to take is one of our blue peacock neck feathers. Now with this size of hook, if I spin it, I think that the hackle is going to be too big. As I say, one of the flies that this is based off of, a fly called a goat's toe, would have wound, if you like, or spun the hackle, but for this fly I think that that's too long, so I'm going to tie it in a little bit shorter. So what I'm going to do that is I'm just going to catch it on top and fold it over the hook, and very loose wrap, and a second very loose wrap, and then I'm just going to start tightening down and around, and then just work the feathers around until you're happy with how they're looking. Then come in with a couple of more turns. So I just needed to have a look at your side there as well, and there you go. And I like to just pull that back, catch it down with a couple of turns before you trim it off. Now you can be lucky with some of the feathers. This one probably not going to work, but usually with these feathers you'll have enough left over to make another second fly. Here's one I was using on an earlier fly, and you can see there's plenty left over on that feather to tie a second fly. If you're using a size 10 hook, you could probably spin the material on it. So all we've left to do then is this whip finish off our head and give it a touch of lacquer. So let's come in with our whip finishing tool. so. Then just add a drop of lacquer to that. So clear lacquer, clear head cement, do the job. And there's your mullet goat.